Hello, beautiful people. I am so blessed to be here today, and I'm sure you're happy to see me as well. You're on Talk to Be, baby. If you're just watching the show, where have you been? You've missed a lot, but it's a good time to start because you can just scroll down and start from episode 1 till now. You will enjoy it. I promise you that. On Talk to Be, we discuss life issues, we discuss our experiences, the battles and the victories. And now on the show today, I have an amazing guest, a living legend, an actor in the building. But before then, I would like to ask you, have you subscribed to this channel, or you're just coming and going? Do not do that. Don't be a stranger in the house. So please subscribe to this channel, like, share, leave a comment so that I know you're enjoying this program. And of course, if you have an amazing story to tell, Talk to Be is not only for celebrities alone. If you know there's something special about your experience, there's something special about your story, just send us a DM on Talk to Be 5000 on Instagram, or send a WhatsApp chat on the number on the screen right now. Before I introduce my guest, I'll go for a break and I'll be back shortly. Don't go away.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be. Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Yeah, you have to talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be. Share your experience.
Thank you for staying tuned. You're still on Talk to Be. And of course, I have a woman after my heart in the studio with me. She's an actor, a living legend, somebody that has been there for a long time. And she has stayed beautiful. She has stayed loving. You know, I'm so blessed to have her on the show today. I don't want to talk much like I usually do. People will say, is everybody that is my sister? Is everybody? I don't know. I'm not so close to many people, but the few people that I can call, don't worry. I'm going to try and bring all the people that you truly love and you love to hear from. And today, I have one of them in the studio with me. Join me as I welcome the delectable, the beautiful Toyin Alausa.
Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. And I must apologize for the first one that I couldn't make it. So that's why I said, no matter how time my schedule is this time around, I must be here. And I'm glad.
Thank you, ma.
I'm very glad.
I don't take one thing for granted because I know that time is money. And for anyone that gave you their time is worth appreciating. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're my sister now.
You're
my sister. Have you forgotten? I'm not the fake ones.
I know.
It's me.
I know. But then I know how busy your schedule is.
Yes.
I'm in it as well.
Yes.
So I know what it is, leaving everything that you have to do to be on this show just to honor me. So I am never going to take that for granted. Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you for coming. God bless you. I'm honored. I truly appreciate.
I love you. What are we for? This is what we are for. To support each other.
Okay, so let's go to the business of the day. I would like my people. I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, this woman, I love her. And please help us tell the world about Toyin Alausa.
There's no too much about me because other than what everybody knows on the screen, I'm an actor. My name is Toyin Alausa. I come from a family of 6. I'm the 4th child. My dad had 2, 3 wives, and he's passed on quite a long time now, and I still miss him because when I came back, he escape me. When I want to ask him to fool me, you know, and it just escaped on me like that, just when I was settling into the reality of so many things. And I just felt like I could do with some explanation, or I could do with some revelation. And well, to God be the glory, he's gone, and I had to unravel most of it by myself, if ever there's anything to unravel. So I'm the fourth child, like I said. Yes, it's been acting for me right from the tender age. Reason being that because I was quite a bold girl first, growing up bold to a certain extent, and you see, that's one of the things I learned about parenting. At a point, I was intimidated to be silent because, you know, they feel otibeju. That's what you're saying. You know, the children of this Gen Z, I marvel at how free they are to converse and ask some questions. That's right. That while I was growing up, or my generation was growing up, you dare not open your mouth. That's right. And ask an adult some of these questions. You know, so in my own time, I'd love the arts. I'd love to be in the forefront of things. I'd love to look good. I was gisting with a very close friend. He said, "You're always at home." I said, "Yes." I said, "Is that I'm on set or I'm at home? I feel comfortable and safe in the four walls of my bedroom, away from camera, noise, people. I mean, there's so much going on out there, and I think I trust myself more than I trust the next person. That's right. So I'm safer with myself than when I'm out in the public." So I said, don't forget, I used to tell you that as a child, I had a bedroom to myself as a little girl. Me, no senior brother, no elder or junior one. I was the only child in the house. So I got used to playing with myself. When I study my books, I'm tired, I go to my bed, I sleep. When I wake up, you have your pets to play with. That's right. Or during holidays, long holidays, when we go to our cousins and nephews' homes for holidays and vacation and what have you. If it's not that, then I'm alone. If it's not that, I'm in school, I'm with cousins or playmates in the neighborhood, then I'm alone. And it seems those times I'm alone, like I enjoy the solitude. I just enjoy the way I'm able to think, the way I'm able to remember some things, the way I'm able to just visualize how I want my life to be, how I want things to be. It sort of gives me fulfillment. So to some people, when you ask them about me, they will tell you, "No, know what's up with that lady, she's a loner." But if you notice, even on set at times, I will just ostracize myself from people and go and sit alone. It's not because of anything. I just feel at times, you know, if someone talks to me for too long, I feel uncomfortable. I get tired. It happens to me too. I get tired. I'm like, can you just allow me? Can you just allow me? I don't want to talk. I just want to be. You know, so music. I love watching movies. That's the favorite of all. I love watching movies. I love cooking, and I dabbled into catering for some time. Okay. That period was, well, I would say it was a downtime for me in life at that time because, of course, you know, I dropped out of school, so I couldn't get to do very good jobs. And this acting thing, it didn't come on a platter for me. That's right. It didn't come on a platter. So even after I'd believed in myself and I'd made myself available for castings, auditionings and all that, the jobs weren't really coming. It was mostly cameo appearances, extras, macapas, and the money was nothing to go by. So I went into catering. I'd sell peppered meat, peppered turkey, gravy sauce with plantain, blah blah blah. I was doing that, and that's what I did to train my child through school. That's what I did actually to because I knew that I needed money, and it wasn't stipends I needed. Oh, yeah, sometimes you won't sell.
Of course.
Sales won't
Doing
be
business.
fine. But it was the thing I knew I did, because I'll do sandwich in the morning. I'll take it around offices. Body Thomas Ogunsoya. Okay. Then when I come back in the evening, I'll not take the, you know how all these bars, they must like peppered something,
Things.
you know, for drinks and all that. So I always came handy with that. Though there were other food vendors, but me, I had my own customers, because I mean, what I was selling was nice. Yes. So I had my people who would always look at other 1 hour, all my stuff is gone. 1 hour, 2 hours, everything is gone. You know, so it kept me going until the big opportunity came. And I started with series. Even when I was young, it was series I was doing. I mean, I was doing Tales by Moonlight, Memorial Hospital, At Your Service. All these were NTA programs, you know. And my NTA experience, very funny, but let's to go on.
Okay. Okay. Maybe we are going to have enough time so that you come back to that NTA experience. But because I have a lot of questions I want to ask, and then I'm seeing that will I be able to ask all these questions? But I'm going to start one, maybe just like few questions, but because I want a detailed answer, so I'm not sure I will still be able to come to it. But if I'm able to, I'll still touch it.
Okay, awesome.
But now I'm not going to start orderly, so I'm just going to start one after the other as they come in.
As they come, okay.
So I have known you since the days of Inyoka. I think that was on the set. Were you there for the audition?
Inyoka audition.
Did you go? Okay.
But I was
there.
Yes, I was called to come.
So, but you were on the set. So that was the first time I met you. True. Okay, so I won't go to the details of that first. Let me first go to this question. So I've known you since that time, and that's almost like 20 years already. And you've been a single mom since that time.
That's right.
Okay. So don't worry. So I'm sorry, the question might be a bit deep, but that's what we do on Talk to Be.
Awesome.
We go deeper. Good. So you've been a single mom, and your son is more like my brother, somebody that I love so much. And you being a single mom, being able to raise such a young, humble, handsome, hardworking young man. I mean, Muiwa is amazing. Amazing. A loving young man that you will love to me. So now my question is, what happened? And how was the journey for you? How old is Muiwa now?
Muiwa is 28. He was 28 this year.
Let's go back to it. How was it like? What happened? At what age did you have him? So what happened to, where's the father?
That's been like the major story of my life, the major headline of my life.
That's why I'm going there first.
That's the major headline of my life.
Yes.
Emmanuel is an amazing child, I must confess. And I thank God for the gifts he gave to me. It's a blessing. One thing is this. There's this Yoruba adage that says, Inu ibinirewa, inu reni biwa. And, you know, you cannot really understand the ways of God.
That's right.
Because looking back now, I'm going to be 46 in January.
Yeah.
Looking back now, if I didn't have Emmanuel when I had him, I call him Emmanuel most times. Everybody calls him Emmanuel. But I don't know what. I'm just talking to Emmanuel.
Yeah,
you know, so if I didn't have him at that time that I had him, and I have not gotten married now, and I don't have a child, that doesn't mean that I'll be laden with the pressure of wanting from anywhere God knows a child just has to come. Because I have friends who are well over 50, who are 50 plus, who are close to 50, and they've not had. And I desire it for them. But I now look at myself, that wasn't it God's way
At the end of the day,
knowing that you would not be able to have this when you grow up. So right now, because when I had Emma, I was extremely young. I was 17 when I had Emmanuel. And it was as if my entire world had come to an end. It was as if that was the end. No good can come out of me. You know? I'll use this opportunity to bless my mom. She did tremendously well. She did awesomely well. There's no how somebody will be so perfect. No human being is perfect and not have one or two clauses. And we just pray that whatever clause you have as a human being, let the negative side not overrule the positive side. You know, there's some people, they'll be so nice, they'll be so good to you, but just one thing can destroy all the goodness that they've done. So having said that, when I had Emmanuel, my mom took control. My mom raised Emmanuel and allowed me to find my feet in life and decide what I really wanted to do. She wanted me to go back to school, but financial constraints, you know, when you have that inside of you, like, oh God, this woman, it's not as if she has so much. She's already taking care of my child, and now she wants me to go back to school. Definitely, she's the one that is going to pay the bills. And I knew it was going to be too much on her because I know that help wasn't coming from anywhere except this woman. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? Train my child. Let me get to work. I don't mind working. Let me work. At least it's not as if I'm daft, like empty-headed. I can work. I can, you know, struggle and make ends meet so that I can support with whatever I make, and then you can help train this child. So that was how my life was. Now, the work that I said I was doing was going for auditions, getting the minor roles, doing buying and selling, doing shows. You know, there was this company, network organization. It was actually an NGO, and they were doing all this awareness and campaign against HIV/AIDS and all that. So I was working with the company, and our job was to go get sponsors, get materials, find the locations where the shows can take place. I mean, I worked with quite a number of artists that some of them won't even remember, but when they hear about OCJ Gardens, network organization, HIV concerts, blah blah blah, they'll remember. You know, oh, I remember the project coordinator. Oh, I remember the person that did this, because I was the one doing all that at a very young age. So I got all that running, and then at the time, and yes, he was doing well in school. The issue with the dad was he wasn't ready to have a family, and he felt my coming to tell him that, I mean, my parents coming to confront his parents that I was pregnant was a slap on his face. He felt insulted.
How old was he then?
He was
You were
well
17?
in his 30s. He didn't even know that I was that young, because obviously we see them these days. You see young girls, but if you look at their face very well, you would know that this person is a baby. But at times you would not know, because some of us, we actually developed very fast. Let me put it that way. We know what adults know. We do what adults do. We see what adults do.
You didn't disclose your age?
I didn't. I actually added to my age. So that is why at times when they want to curse him, I say, no, don't curse him. I put this on myself. I'll say that I was also a problem.
You added to your age?
I didn't even know the impact.
Yes, you were feeling like a big girl.
I was feeling like a big girl. I was a big girl. How can it be thing? And those that really knew my family, but I just felt I was an agbalagba. I just felt I was grown up and I knew what I was doing until I went. I took it, and I didn't even know that I had taken it. So that was the challenge. He felt if he had come to me, he would have worked this out.
Oh, you didn't tell him?
He didn't even see. Because you see, youthful exuberance, what they call youthful exuberance, I pray that parents are able to monitor their children and train them in a way that they will be comfortable to talk to them. Open up to them. You see, youthful exuberance is not, oh, omo ye fe sherano, or oh lo kegbe. It comes from them thinking that they can handle situations that they don't even know anything about. It comes from them feeling that I can handle it. So that's why when Emmanuel tells me I can handle it, I say no. You need to let me know, because I remember when I used to think I can handle things and I mess things up totally. So parenting is not only providing. Parenting is not only paying for school fees and buying the best clothes. No. Parenting is listening, trying to understand, going into their mindset, their head, and understand how things work there, what they think about. That's one mistake I'll say my own parents made. They didn't know that I was far, far, far from what they were thinking. I'm telling you, that's just the gospel truth. So at times, I really don't blame them that they couldn't just, the day the revelation of who I really was came to my father, I could see the disappointment in his face. Nice. Because he's like, he used to think I was that Toyin, but he didn't know that I was gone, like far gone into the world. Multi read a lot, multi darapọ̀ multi logon. So like my dad can't just phantom it. Now, you see that thing I say about parenting, is because even when you now know, where omotimo be, God help me, how do you go about it? If you go about it aggressively, it will boomerang.
That's right.
I tell you, for free. You need to approach such children with utmost care, because already there's a problem somewhere. You need to find the root cause of the problem. Why is this child like this? Don't just assume don't just assume peer pressure ni. Peer pressure le fikun. The root cause of the problem might be right underneath your nose. Let's take for instance, Biola, a child being molested by the same person that's meant to care for the child. Like a house help, like a driver that's supposed to take the child to school and return the child home. Imagine a girl being touched inappropriately by this sect of people. And then when she tries to approach you, when they tell you that, my darling, what do? You withdraw.
You keep quiet.
You keep quiet because what's in you but here are Agbalagbas doing the things that they're supposed to do to their fellow adults. They're doing it with you, a child. Okay, so number one, you've been intimidated to silence. Number two, someone is, what's that word now? Fastening the pace of your life. By putting the wrong things in your head. Feeding your head, your eyes, and your mind with the wrong things. So when you now go out and go and meet your peers, what do you think happens?
You feel that you know much better.
You don't see them at your peers anymore. They begin to irritate you. You now want adults that can reason on that level that you are.
Was that your experience?
Of course. Of course. You know, so when they say, oh, baje, no baje, I just need to I won't follow baje. Ẹ̀yin náà ni. Yeah. Ẹ̀yin ni now. Ẹ̀yin tó jẹ́ ká show wọn tẹ́ ká show nǹkan tẹ́ show dada. You are the ones that caused this for me. But no problem. It would take an adult, it would take a human being approximately another 25-30 years, let me tell you, to be able to divide and dissecate and heal from some things that they go through. Not everybody is bold enough to come and tell you what they go through. That's why we have people you call sadists, we have people you call loners, we have people you call whatever names, bitter. There are some things bottled in their heart, in their memory. They try to push it at the back of their mind, but it's unpushable because one instance can trigger it. One sight can trigger it. One thing can just trigger the memory, and that thing comes fresh in their minds. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, so for some of us, we have so much that If you even say some things, they will say, Onironi ko she songba. Do you know, I was on a talk show with one of my big sisters, and her topic was about discipline. And when she sent me the message about the topic, interview. The reason is because it was a very sensitive topic for me. When you're training a child, correcting a child to molestation, most parents don't know. And they think that molestation is only when they touch the child appropriately. You can verbally molest somebody.
That's right.
You can physically molest somebody. Look at what we read in the social media these days. How people beat children, to stupor. I used to say that if, excuse me please, I was of this generation, or this social media was available in my generation, maybe my story would have been out long before now. And maybe I probably won't be as damaged as I was. Because the people who think they are training you, they don't want you to be bad. They are even doing their training the wrong way. I see other girls, I know some of the girls I grew up with, who have turned out very, very good. But they were not any better than I was. Somehow, their own parents had, I don't know, the technique or the pattern they used in training their child. It did not bring enmity between them. Do you understand? It didn't make the children hate their parents. It didn't cause any disunity or discord between them. Rather, the children healed from whatever misconduct that they were, struggling with as children. And, they outgrew all the tantrums, all the notoriety, all the peer pressure, whatever you choose to call it. They agree with, and then they started living a positive life. But for somebody like me, who what I got in life from get out of my house. Do you understand? Oh, you went, where did you go to? I went to VI. There was traffic. You came back late. It's not all the time, Lori and Ikuri. At times, there were real things that occurred. Maybe the boss had a breakdown. And I said, don't forget, I was just a young, small girl. All these things that we are saying, 18, 19. Don't forget. So you are lost. You don't know what to do. You are standing there. The ones that are wise will either look for another bus and move. Or maybe you didn't have enough cash, so you needed to wait. On such days, they don't want to hear because they know that so they just assume that not knowing that there were times that I was in danger for real. But who wants to hear me out? Nobody. Everybody just assumes that nobody's really concerned. And I'm like, what the? Is this what you guys will say? I tell people, my son, till he's an adult now, thank God his life is hell and hearty. Because I see what it has done to me. When you say, get out of my house, get out of my house. I don't want to see you. I don't want you to be seen around me. I disown you. I this, I that. When you do that, you have eventually thrown your child to the wolves. Because there are wolves out there. Yoruba calls them Dapi Mosheda. They have realized that their life is messed up.
No life.
No life. So if you come out looking with prospects and it's still possible that you are redeemable, they are not going to help redeem you. They are going to help destroy you the more. So there will be no healing for you if you are not careful. Thank God I found Christ along the line. That really helped me. Several deliverances and several listening to ministrations and listening to the word of God and reading Bible made me realize that, you know what? Don't bother yourself. I saw it in the Bible when the Bible said, shall a mother forget her suckling child? And the Bible said, yea, though the mother shall forget her suckling child, I, the Lord thy God, will never leave nor forsake you. That was the day I let down all my guards. That was the day I healed from somebody laid me that day, somebody did not pay for school fees, somebody wasn't supportive enough, somebody didn't trust me when I was saying the truth. Because that's another thing that I won't lie to you, B. That really hurt me. That really kept me from telling people the truth. Because when you tell them the truth, they don't even believe you. How do you? I'm telling you that someone touched me inappropriately, and you tell me to shut up. That I'm too small to know that kind of the thing. Do you understand? So when the person goes ahead to even penetrate, I will not tell you because you will not believe. And then I now live with the pain. I live with the disgust. I live with the bitterness. I live with, all of those things. And then when I grow up, you expect me to have regard for the person. Excuse me. Because I be me. Plus you, plus your cousin. I told that the way you're looking at me was how my mother was. You won't die. Do you know how many years it took me to know that was horrible, terrible? And I can't, I wonder when people say me or Ronti or Mo and Kekere, Me, I remember a lot of things. So Ronti as far back as 4, 5, 6, 7. I remember some. It might just be somebody else's situation. I probably am reading something on social media. It will just trigger something in my memory. Hey, I remember one afternoon, so and so place, so and so time. I remember the people there. I said, man, this thing actually happened. But because of how our memory is, some will delete, some will be stored, some will be replaced. But when something triggers it, it comes and you will remember that this person did this to me. Or that person did that to me.
At what point did you think, I'm still coming back to Emmanuel's dad case, but at what point did your parents, you felt they gave up on you or you were sent out of the house? At what age were you?
Okay, I'll be sincere with you. I used to have that. My parents were divorced, right?
Okay.
My mom relocated out of Nigeria and I was with my dad. Prior to that time, like I said, it was just me in the house. And because I was my kind of a child, I'm alone, and I enjoy that a bit. Then at times I would want to play with people. So I devised a means to go out of the house so that I can have company and play with people. But at a point, you wouldn't know when you have crossed the limit as a child. So my mom not being in the country was just me and my dad. And then maybe a few times when my aunts will come and visit just to check on me to know how I was. But most of the time I was by myself. Do you understand? So I mean,
was your dad married? Okay, at that time.
At that time, he wasn't remarried.
Okay.
It was just me and him. So and I was going to a boarding school. So imagine when a child is back from boarding school. What else is there to do? Just go visit friends, play. And so that's how I met 1, 2, 3 people. And before you know what, I'd started moving the wrong direction. Let me put it that way. I started moving the wrong direction and doing the wrong things with my time, So by the time my mom returned back to Nigeria, it has gone so far that my dad was unaware of what was going on. It has gone so far that at times he drops me in school, and when he goes, I'm out of that I talked about. That I feel that they loved me more because they understood me and they allowed me to be myself. They allowed me to be myself. They allowed me to talk. I can easily but Alabaja talk to me. He like, hey, don't answer him. He's not going to do any good for you. He's going to destroy your life. It was easy for me talking to these people than even my own parents. Did you understand? So between that time, between those few years, a lot had gone wrong that none of them was aware of. And none of them really cared to find out. So it was when the end results now came That's when everybody now went
Their eyes were
wild
opened.
and their eyes were open. And yet, they still did not look for the root cause of the matter. It was still based on, this child does not want to, this child, you are a mistake. I might give it to your parents, so damn, I give it to them. It was based on you as the child. Nobody is thinking of the factors surrounding how you became that.
Oh God.
Nobody is talking about, okay, let's calm down and hear from this girl.
What really happened?
What really happened?
How did you
How
get
did you get it wrong?
Yes.
I thought you were supposed to be, nobody is asking, everybody is just being judged. And then the causes were there. Hurting, don't forget. Hurting. That, you will probably have to talk to a counselor to heal you from those things. I heal by myself new. When time reach, now only me just know, say, man, I got to heal, man. I can't continue hating people, hating those that didn't even hurt me, papa. And now, I can't just, you need people. You're not an island. You must trust somebody. You must fall in love. You must be nice to people. You can't just judge that. Everybody is out to take advantage of you. Because that was what I know. I tell you, the only thing I know is anybody coming around you, the person is coming to take advantage of you. That's all. Just telling me, come and wash here. So it made me, I don't trust you as a friend. I don't trust you as anything. I don't trust anybody. Because those that were supposed to be my custodians, I don't trust them. Do you understand? So, you see, Emmanuel just kind of reshaped my life. He reshaped my life.
Okay, but before you go into much of Emmanuel now, let's go back to his dad. So you said your parents went directly to their house. So let's go up and then we go to Emmanuel.
You see, it's actually a topic that I really do like to go into because I respect his decision. I respect the fact that he has his own family. And I don't want it to be like, oh, you have a name, you have a face, you're famous, and then you now want to use me as a topic, which is far from the truth. But because I am famous, sometimes this will always come up. Okay, so, and I mean, to God be the glory, while I was in the process of becoming whoever I am today, I didn't, yes, I knew I was going to be big. I had the desire, I had the dreams to be a big person, but I didn't know that a day would come whereby I would have to say it as it is, without having to sugarcoat anything for anybody, to whomever it may concern. If I have to talk about my mom, I have to talk about my mom how it is. If I have to talk about my dad, I have to talk about my dad how it is. So if I have to talk about him, it has to be exactly how it is. So he really didn't want it. And one of the mistakes he ever made was saying it out. That I didn't want this. If you had come to me, would have aborted it and it would have been over. This is not what I want at this stage in my life. And now that you're far gone and your parents know, you kind of want to disrupt my own life. You know, that was his stance then. I'll take it that it was confusion at that time. But there were some other personal experiences that happened between the three of us. My child, him, and myself. And I used to tell him in those days, I would say, listen, whatever you're telling this child now, and you think you're using it to get back at me, when he eventually grows up and he knows the truth, the real truth of the circumstances surrounding his birth, himself and us, he's going to take a side. He will. And I'm sorry, I would not be able to force him to do otherwise. If you don't change your mindsets about me Nobody ever asked you to marry me. I myself, now that I was matured, my son was probably like 7, 8, 10 at the time. I used to tell him, I said, look, if I turn back the hands of time, you were not going to be an option. It was just because I was a juvie. And I was a small girl feeling that I was a big girl.
Big girl.
Because not that I'm a big girl. You?
No.
Excuse me. No. And that became my stance. I don't care. Anything you want with your son. But you see me, count me out. There's no favor you're going to do for me. There's nothing you're going to do for me. Anything you want to do right now is for your child. And if you're not going to do anything, don't add to my problem.
That's right.
Don't be coming to say you want him to come and do holiday with you, and then when he comes to do holiday with you, he comes back sad. No, I'm not going to take that from you. No. So what's come to the worst, you allow me just be the custodian of my child and train my child the way that I feel is best for him. Because to compound it, he now got married, he now had his own children. I mean, I don't want unnecessary bitterness to brew up in his life, in my son's life, I mean. If you put him in a place that he's not happy, right? You make him start feeling, oh, nobody actually really cares about me. Maybe because my mom wants to fly. That's why she, kept me at my dad's place, and she's not concerned about how I'm feeling, whether I'm well taken care of or what have you. There was a time he called me. There was one day, the day I really made up my mind that, you know what? You see all these things you're saying? I don't think it can work. I don't think you can ever take custody of this boy.
He wanted to.
He actually wanted to. He tried. But there was no way it can work, because I cannot be paying for school fees, paying for upkeep, being the one buying him clothes, toiletries and everything. And then you are just, I'm the daddy, and I'm the father, is my son. No, it's not about that. There's so much more. What emotional impact? You run me down for my child, right? You tell him stuff that's TB. Why? You want him to hate me? You want my child to start to hate me? You want my child to start to see me as a bad person? I don't get it. You don't begin to talk about me in a negative light that it would definitely affect my child. So what I just did was I laid all my cards on the table. I knew the mistakes my own parents made, and I wasn't ready to make it with my son. So I called my son. I said, look, the only 2 things I owe you to make you a successful person in life. Number 1, good education. Number 2, I would never, ever hold back the truth from you. Anything concerning life and existence, I will tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Because if I'm not there anymore, it's only the truth that you know that will set you free. I was going to help him. I told him, I said, I will help you build confidence in yourself. You got to bad die lójú. Truly. You got to bad die lójú. Béèrè. You got to bá mọ̀. Béèrè. Don't be scared. Don't ever be intimidated. Anywhere you go, if you like, let it be Dangote's son. The blood in your body is what is flowing in the person's blood. His own blood is not gold. Your own is red. No. Don't ever come. I tried my best to make sure that what I went through, he will not go through it. Because like I said when we started this discussion, good parenting is not about buying the good clothes, taking them to amusement park, taking them for vacation. That's not, it might be part of it, but there are some other things that are very important. The confidence that you build in your child. You're always jumping around. When you enter somewhere, come and sit down, please. Stand up there. You can't let my show money, you come out cool no. It's me to bad the so go tell you for the vehicle, so go you will let the day I know they were hot. Do you understand? So I removed all those things. I said, you want to go see your friend? Don't lie. You want to go and see your friend? Yes, you go to see your friends. It's not When who is your friend? I think we're at a similar rare. You lock me in, they lock the door, and I'm an only child. When you play with dolls, you get tired of playing with dolls. That was where my passion for acting started. Everything I did in the school during the day, I will come and be replaying it alone in the house, because when my mother comes to pick me from school and she also has to go to her business, she just drops me at home, locks the door and go. You know, so all those times, they were not helping me psychologically. So those are the things I learned. That when it was my own turn to train, I said, oh yeah, keep your book. You shouldn't finish your homework. Drop it. Is a woman around? Is this person? Oh yeah, go and play with them. 1 hour, I give you. Come back. That way, okay, when free. Mommy, you want to go and watch movie? Do you? How much did you save? How much do you have in your savings? How much do you have in your colo? I don't have money. Yeah, you spent it. Oh yeah, take. You know, there are some things that you do for a child, eh? You make the child understand that my mom, sometimes my mom, if I get home, I will tell my mommy. They don't know, eh? When you mad DJ, not say, hey, can you want to write them? You know, when you expect them to fight for you, that's when they will fall your hand. I'm telling you, that's when they will tell you that she will all about. And I'm like, wow, are you guys serious? I'm telling you that something negative has happened. You know, so when he came to me to tell me that if he had come to me, we would have aborted it. And what was he telling you? And I told my mom, that was what destroyed our relationship. Oh, that was what made everything just go sour. Because my mom was like, what? You're not even scared. This girl is far gone. You are saying she should have come to you so that you can go and terminate it.
Like how many months were you into pregnancy?
I was like 7 months. About 6 months. 6 months going to 7 months.
7 months.
Almost due now. How many times they carry baby? 9 months. You know, so the circumstances surrounding that was very tough. Now, years down the line, you are now still telling the child, your mother, she used to mingle with all these people. She wasn't at home. She used to mingle with, you know, she and girls always packing themselves, going to parties. And there was nothing like, the truth of the matter is, we were just adventurous girls. We just wanted to have fun. We just wanted to be free from adults discipline and, you know, trying to straighten us. It wasn't as if we were really bad, like doing the real bad things. It was just some bunch of girls that just felt that I wanted ladru and they wanted to have fun. Go to where adults were going to. I mean, I was barely 16 and I'd known clubs. I'd known names of, I'd known Daniels, I'd known Night Shift. I went with people. It wasn't as if I just knew. People still carry me go now. Yes. I follow now. Yes. If I don't be safe from my papa's house, I know where the Daniels. No, it was people that still took me out. You know, so you train a child in a way that they are free enough to tell you that mommy, when we went to so and so person's house, she said that we are going out on Friday. So that when she tells you, you will know that, hey, somebody is trying to mislead this girl. You say, it's not time for you to go to such places yet. When you get old, when you're 18, when you're 20, you can go to. But if you are unapproachable and they tell her something outside, because when they cannot confide in you, they will just go and explore it somehow. And most times, they get their fingers burnt.
Thank you so much, Toyin. The stage which you are now, what's your take on marriage?
Man, I have a very big scar on my lap here. I had it when I was a child, when I was like 8 years old. Why? Because I was admiring a bride. growing up, I loved the family unit. I mean, the other day I saw Sound of Music and I got teary because I remember that it used to be my favorite movie. How Flora and Maria found love and captive and trap and their marriage and all that. What am I trying to say? I'm somebody who respects and loves family units. I really desire to get married, but at this point in my life, I'd make peace with it. If it eventually comes, good. But I'm not going to go all out. That is a must. Because then again, I have this understanding that marriage may not be for everybody. It's not everybody that's supposed to get married. If you get married, awesome. Because even the Bible says we shouldn't be alone. But if for certain reasons you don't get married, it's not a do or die affair. It's not. It's not. Honestly, it's not. As much as I desire to get married, I don't want to get married fooling myself. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
I don't want to fool myself. I don't want to deceive myself so that the world will see that I'm Mrs. No. It has to be ordained by God. This has to be mine and I have to be his. You cannot say you're married and part of your life is still the same as the old ways. Because marriage is the union of two people becoming one. So from courtship, from friendship, you would know in your heart of heart that yes, this is real deal. I know a fake relationship, marriage. You know, so in this stage of my life, it's not an ogbon thing. It's just a thing of when you have tried. It's not a sadiki kind of thing for me. It's just that you've experienced too much.
I get.
Nobody can come and start boboing me as I am now. You cannot bobo me anymore. Because so whoever is coming now, I mean, boss, pity my life. This will 46 in January, kilo kuti you must pay 50. To buy it till pay 50 by kilo waka, kilo tuku. You know, so I can't be deceiving myself.
I get.
Most importantly, my sanity. Most importantly, my peace. Most importantly, my happiness. Then my children's happiness. You see these things? Those are the priorities for me right now. To succeed higher, much higher than what I've achieved.
Yeah.
Some things tangible, you understand, that will outlive me as a human being. You know, create things that when I'm there no more, they can still live and people can still make reference to. That's what I want to do. If marriage comes, oh, bless God. Awesome. Because, hey, I have love in me, so much love to give. But it has to be to the right person.
That's right.
It's not going to be to just any man who feels that is a blessing to the woman. I mean, no, I don't want that one. I don't want that. Other Martin, why become for why become for then you go there and they'll start dishing you a lot of no, it's not worth it. So that's why me, I'm just and I'm enjoying it. Honestly, I'm really enjoying it.
If you're to turn back the hands of time, what would you do better?
Oh, if I was to turn back the hands of time, I think I'll just stick to my education and live life according to the, procedure, the process. Grow up, go to school, graduate, I feel that if you follow, there's a process to it, and if you follow the process, you might avoid some bumps on your way. But wherever there's a clause, even though the clauses might be caused by some other factors, but as long as there's a clause, there's a tendency that things will not go the way it ought to be. So if I had the opportunity to go back and, turn back the hands of time, I think I would have just shut my eyes and my ears away from distractions, and I would have just faced the process squarely. But I mean, coming out to now say that because of the truth, it wasn't my fault how my life turned out to be. It was a lot of factors, so many negative factors around it.
Yes, there are mistakes, but you're fine. You're doing well. You're good. Do you understand? So I'm happy for you. I'm sure that, okay, there are probably a lot of your friends or a few friends then that had it all perfect and didn't turn out as good as you are now.
Right.
So despite the limitations, the obstacles, or the challenges, you're still where you are today. I think it's enough to thank God, to be thankful for.
I am.
Yeah.
Honestly, I am very thankful. Yeah. I am very thankful because, like you rightfully said, a lot of people just looked at me back then and just felt, oh, really? Well, nothing can come out of this. And then they are the same people who will not call and say, hello, my darling, my and I'm like, yeah, right. I remember you, No, so I just say, well, that's life. I say, yeah,
that's it.
No, but I know that was not how it used to be before. I was a write-off, yes.
Thank God. Thank God for the journey so far.
God.
Honestly, and so I want to continue. I'm enjoying myself. It feels like we're just gisting, to be honest. At some point, I actually forgot that
the camera was on. and because you and I, we've been connected, right? Yes. Like you rightfully said, long ago. And most times when we meet on set, because we hardly see, when we meet on set, we just go into this gisting mode. And we always catch up. And honestly, I must say, thank you for being such an amazing person, Biola. You have been amazing, supportive. And I mean, you are a blessing. You are a blessing, and I really appreciate you also.
You're welcome, man.
I appreciate you.
Okay, so on behalf of Talk to Be,
wow,
this is a small gift from us to you.
Thank you. This is huge. This is not all this. This is not swallow. This is huge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Talk to Be team. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Like they will say, let's show you on the journal.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. We had fun. We had so much fun. Myself and everyone in the studio, we say God bless you, man.
Bless you. And when you call on me next, I will be available.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, this is where I'll be saying goodbye. I'm sure you had fun. I'm sure you learned one thing or the other. As a parent, as a mother, we need to pay more attention to our children, to our kids. We need to build up their self-esteem ourselves. Pay attention to details. We are not perfect, but at the same time, we don't have to train our children the way we were trained. And then God will help us, right? So please, if you're out there, you would like to sponsor this program, you're welcome. If you would like to give more gifts so that it won't be just myself and my team alone doing this, please, you can support us. We'll really appreciate it. If you are yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please subscribe to Biola Adebayo, ENT. Share, like, leave a comment so that we know you are learning from this show. Till I come your way next week, do not forget, in whatever thing you choose to do, put God first, be determined, and stay focused. I love you guys. You can still follow me on my Facebook, Biola Adebayo, or on my Instagram page, Biola Bio 1. If you want to be part of this show, you have an amazing story, please send a DM to Talk to Be 5000 on Instagram. It's faster there. Or you send a message to the number on the screen. Now just send a WhatsApp chat. You'll be attended to. I love you guys. Stay blessed.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be. Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Yeah, talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be.
Talk to Be. Share your experience.